swamps otherwise. Between the sun and the bathtub gin, I pray my cover isn't blown by the neon lights stepping down on the parking lot of Grandma Marie's Royal Windmill Inn. But the curtains stay closed and the doors stay locked all the way up and down the block as I walk into my room. They're turned in by the name of Jesus Christ. The scratch will stand clear of sin. The drawer is empty in my room's desk, but in a world of heathens, I've come armed to the teeth of the truth of the light and the word. Flip the Job 33, a murder my doubts, lest I be the one questioned by the King that walks the earth. Oh, it's Saturday night in Moss Bluff. The sins of this weekend only the devil knows what. But my soul, it's always a bright Sunday morning by the name of Jesus Christ. The scratch will stand clear of sin. By the name of Jesus Christ, the scratch will stand clear of sin. By the name of Jesus Christ, the scratch will stand clear of sin. By the name of Jesus Christ, the scratch will stand clear of sin.
Welcome to the greatest podcast in mankind's history. Well, what's going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters? What's going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters out there? What's happening? What's going on? So today, we are going to be discussing where does anti-Semitism actually come from? If you're anything like me, it's been forced down my throat that it's from you. I got you. It's you. I see you in there. It's you. You are anti-Semitic. It's the institutions. It's Palestine. Wherever. It's the Nazis in Germany. Where does anti-Semitism come from? And you can't trust people in 2026. So I read the Torah. And for just 3 shekels, you can see this entire podcast. Well, just 1 shekel, you can see the entire podcast. All you gotta do is donate to the PayPal in my description. Just 1 shekel. Come on, guys. You're telling me you figured out anti-Semitism by reading? This guy reads in 2026. He reads? Get real, dude. This guy's a genius. Whoa, that surpasses any technological states that we have in 2026. He can read. Oh my God, he's a pure genius. Turns out you just have to crack open a book to solve anti-Semitism. What, dude? Who would have thought, dude? I put in the legwork. For just 1 shekel, you can see more of these podcasts. I'll generate more, dude. I gotta start a business. I gotta monetize my comedic gold, dude. And no pun intended, all the Jewish last names are like gold. Literally, they're golden names, dude. They are golden names. There's a Neil Diamond. He has to be Jewish, right? Sorry, I'm crying. I usually don't laugh at my own jokes anymore. Neil Diamond. All right, so here's what's up. Here's straight from the Torah. Why do we have anti-Semitism? Because look, I was told that it's literally exhuming from my pores, right? It's society. It's set up like that, dude. Everything's anti-Semitic. Jordan Peterson says, when things go really bad, they blame the Jews because they're a minority that doesn't easily fit into boxes. That's not real either. That's stupid. That's a smart person coming up with an answer in real time. That's what that is. I see through it. Here's what anti-Semitism boils down to. In the Torah, and you read it right to left. Again, 1 shekel. It was 3 shekels in the beginning. It's down to 1 shekel now. That's a bargain. How can you give that up? PayPal Ross of Nazareth, 1 shekel. That's all I need, dude. 1 shekel. I'll do another video on this. Yaakov and Asu. You can pronounce the names in English, Jacob and Asa. Something along those lines. I'm not great with translations. I will admit that. However, I know how to read. I know how to read scientific papers. I've read the Bible. I've read the New Testament. I'm starting the Old Testament now. And I'll just jump in. It's kind of hard to like really, it's a complicated story, but Yaakov studies the Torah. His brother Esav does more masculine things. Like Jacob really dedicates his life to understanding the Torah. Esav does masculine things like hunting. Hunting comes like intuitive to this guy. He's out there just, and because he's such a kick-ass dude, his dad naturally favors Esav. Okay. So Jacob feels like slighted. He's like, what did I do to forsake you, God? He's crying, you know. No one's giving him shekels either. He's crying the blues, right? That's basically the story. But Esav, everything comes so natural to him. And as the story progresses, it turns out this is straight from the Torah. This is going to blow people's minds because there's wars being fought over anti-Semitic stuff. It's them. It's you. Meanwhile, that's psychological projection by the Jews, and they know it. That's the sad part, because they can twist their words in order to victimize themselves and outcast themselves from society, because that is a secondary gift from God. Here's what it is. What's a secondary gift? A secondary gift, an example of what that is in real time, in modern day 2026, is Hasidic Jews in Brooklyn. They dress in this ridiculous garb. It's so preposterous. And they wear these curly things and this crazy hat, and they outcast themselves on purpose. Why would they do that? Because God favors those who don't conform to societal norms and puts God in the center of their lives. They believe they will be blessed. This is just as insane as jihads. Antisemitism is built in to the Jewish religion. It's actually necessary for the religion to work. How does no one know this? And I just cracked open the Torah, and that's how I found out. He reads. Get him. He's insane. He's a reader. Oh no, dude. We're in trouble, dude. He knows how to read. That's how dumb this society is, dude. I couldn't believe it. I plain English. Now you can look this stuff up now that it's outed. And I outed this too. This is insane, dude. I'm like the Forrest Gump of like coming across weird like societal friction and then solving it in like 2 seconds. Anti-Semitism is built into the religion. It says it in pure English in the Torah. So enough of this stuff going, it's them, they're the anti-Semites. No, it's you, Jew, and it's your religion. And I'm not saying that in a derogatory fashion. Some of my best teachers have been rabbis. I've told people this. I was asked to join a Jewish religion at one point in my life, 28 years old. I brought in a rabbi I lived with a meth-addicted rabbi that was gay, homosexual. And I don't care about any of that. I don't care about what religion, creed, ethnicity, race. None of that means anything to me. Who are you? I only get to know your consciousness. Everything else is irrelevant to me, dude. I'm just blessed. I got a sexy earth suit, dude. How awesome. I can do cool moves, dude. I can do cool dance moves on TikTok. And I can also read. I can read, dude. Whoa. Mind blown, dude. So this guy, this is a real story. He had 8 kids too. And being gay itself doesn't permit you to divorce in the Jewish religion, which is a good aspect. Here's the positive. I'm going to end on positive stuff about the Jewish religion that I find interesting. Snubby now, dude. I heard that in my voice. I didn't like it. Huh. Because I know people are going to misinterpret this video. He's an anti-Semite. How can I be? I'm not Jewish. Gotcha. I gotcha now. Dude, that is foolproof logic. How can I be anti-Semitic if I'm not Jewish? Have you ever read the Torah? You haven't. And I have. He knows how to read. I forgot. I don't know how to get this guy. He can read. We have become that weird movie about the stupid people in the future. They're putting Gatorade on plants. So there's one, you have to go to Jewish court, essentially, to divorce your partner, male or female. And how they divorced was he was cheating on her, doing meth on Grindr. That's not funny. That's sad. He has 8 kids. He loves his kids. He really does. And he loves his wife, which is even more it's even bigger plot twist. Like, he loves his wife, and he was conflicted because in the Jewish religion, you can't be gay. It doesn't sugarcoat it. Like, no, it says specifically that you can't be gay and be favored by God. So he was like conflicted about this, but the wife, rightfully so, was like, you could have given me STDs. You could have like really hurt me in weird ways. And it's not cool that you cheated on me. You have 8 kids. What are you doing on Grindr? And I understand that perspective too, but the guy's gay. What do you expect him to do? You forced him in this weird, you pigeonholed him and used his faith and spirituality against him as a weapon. And shamed him his entire life. It must have been a horrible existence for him. And I really empathized with him. And he ended up getting a divorce. And how that occurs is one permittable way in the Jewish court system to finalize a divorce is if there's infidelity of any sort. Because he made a vow to that person not to cheat. I never really understood that because my parents divorced because of that same reason when I was a kid. Why not tell the woman that you're with? Like, why not tell my mom, hey, I'm going to cheat on her? Like, I don't understand. I understand in relationships. If you're going to cheat on them, why don't you tell the woman? Wouldn't that make more sense? I don't understand it. There's a rush. I get a rush when I cheat on my wife. It's such old people stuff. Like, it's not in my DNA whatsoever. I can't actually fathom hurting someone like that. And I did it in the past. I didn't want to. You're kind of like, young men kind of suck, dude. They're really weak. And sex is a very weak part about early development. Luckily, you get less boners as you age. That's pretty sick, dude. I can't wait till a day where I'm asexual or something. Like, I don't want to be interested in it. That's the thing. I know it's a trick. It's a biological hack and it's stupid. I would rather be with a woman that's caring and is somewhat stimulating and morally, I go, wow, this person has convictions and morals and lives life in a respectable way. Because you're sharing time with that person. Wouldn't you want that? And people, when you're young, they don't really care. Men are dumb. I guess older people are too. They'll go on Grindr. And people are messed up. You're like a child your entire existence. And you only get worse when you get really old. Now you're literally like a baby again. Anyways, you heard that here first. Isn't that fascinating? I tried making it somewhat interesting. Isn't that a fascinating idea that anti-Semitism is actually baked into the Jewish religion? It's called a secondary gift from God, recapping here. And an example would be the Hasidic Jews dressing ridiculously to be purposely ridiculed and outcasted by society. But then they go, see, I didn't fall victim to temptation. And I'm actually, and the Hasidic Jews are the worst, weirdest freaks there are. You know how many gay Hasidic Jews and weird sexual deviancies get created from that nonsense? That's nonsense. A secondary gift from God because you didn't conform? Good for you. And you're going to make loopholes where you set yourself up to look good? How narcissistic and vain. Are you God? Are you God? They really do think they're God. We're gold. Our last name's precious metals that we mined. Could you imagine changing your last name to gold? Silver. I would change mine to silver. That's a little bit cooler. And it's less flashy. It's less flashy, dude. You don't want the gold as your last name. Maybe copper. That's the real ones, dude. That's the Jewish meth heads that are stealing your wire at your new house that you're building. Anyways. The Anti-George Carlin podcast, dude. The one and only. Donate 1 shekel now. I'll put a PayPal in the link below. Thank you.